Hello, welcome everybody to another Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer event. This is DLP 316. I'm being joined by Ratboy42. How you doing today?
I'm doing excellent, DLP. How you doing today?
Doing wonderful. Pretty hype. We have a new event in the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer community that sort of been thinking about doing for a while and put it into place, and this is going to be the inaugural matchup. Shout out to Craterus for making the new layout for us. Looks really nice.
Looks nice and snazzy.
So this is a Super Mario Randomizer League that we're going to be doing. So it's going to be same players basically doing weekly races. This is the Kingslayer division, probably the toughest division that we have so far. We have semifinalists, two different champions. MaCobra won the regular tournament. TEEX won SpeedGaming Live. Midi's been in the final four the last 2 years. And Dust, I believe, was in the final 8 this year. So a really tough group. The divisions, we'll just sort of go over the league rules real quick since it's the first race. The divisions are going to be decided randomly every week, just in the sake of fairness, because this is a pretty tough, well, every racer is a very good racer, and every division is going to be tough, but they're going to be different every week. This, for the Kingslayer division, this week, it's going to be MidiGuy, TEEX, MaCobra, and Dustminion. They're going to be quad races every week. Each week, there's going to be 2 races. There's no ties. Ties will go to frame count. And it's going to be a Mario Kart style point system for the first 4 weeks of the league. So the first place of each race is going to get 9 points. Second place is going to get 6 points. Third place is going to get 3. And fourth is going to get 1. So then at the end of 4 weeks, the 4 players from the 3 divisions that have the highest amount of points are going to play 4-person quad best of 3 with the same point system for the finals to determine the winner. Every week, the flags are going to be a little different. Week 1, we are going to keep it pretty simple with some flags that everybody knows. Group 2, no end card. All the panels are questions, so there's no hand stages, and hammers are going to break locks. So that's going to be the first week, and then we'll go over it every week. And I use the term week a little loosely. The matches aren't necessarily going to be completed within a week. Just the week 1 flag sets, that's what it's going to be. And these are the players for this division this week. It will change next week. But other than that, I think we're pretty much ready to go. So if you want to drop the flag and we'll get this this first race going. There's going to be 2 tonight. So
the gate is dropped, so we should see the timers start to count down here shortly. I think hammers breaking locks. I think I'd expect to see all these players go for some early bros, at least through the first half of the seed, if not maybe even just a little bit more, trying to get some of those hammers, because they can really cut down the time in World 7 now. 3 if you get an early pipe and it's just a lock castle rather than having to traverse the map. So I think they're hoping to see some early hammers here.
Yep. Generally with these types of flags, I typically I'll even go out of my way to play Hammer Brothers for the first 3 worlds or so, at least, just because it's such an advantage to have a hammer in these flags. Like you said, it can skip entire worlds. But here we go. We see the timers are counting down. Very first SMB3R league race, and we are going to start in World
1. Let's start off a little vanilla. Where's that early hammer?
Yeah. Forgettable Fort. All the racers are going to choose to do this one, interestingly enough, because it is a 50-50, but I think most people tend to take this, whatever's closest to the castle, just on instinct, pretty much.
Yeah, start making the progression down the map.
Yeah.
Hoping that it's going to be right.
Yeah,
And I'll get in through nice and clean.
Yeah, but if this doesn't do it, I'm betting the other forge probably won fort, but...
There we go. Oh, nice 7-2 here right after. Love going into this small. We're all gonna have to take the pit and oh, MidiGuy picked up a Mushroom 5F1, and so did Dust, so they'll get to flutter over.
Yeah. Tail, the ideal power up for this this stage. You can get a star and do a P-speed strat that's kind of tricky to pull off if you don't practice it, but
even if you practice it, it's tricky.
Yeah.
And Stewie, I think you got to be the oracle tonight if you want to know what that first fort is.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not fast enough.
No. And 4-6? I always get the split sections mixed up on which ones. 4-5. 4-5, I think.
I'm not a good person to ask for the splits, especially World 6.
Teek's getting bought by some Kribos there.
Yeah. So there we see a hammer on MidiGuy's screen, which they're all going to get because none of them got music boxes. So it'll be interesting to see how long they want to hold on to it for. There's some theories that say, you know, use it sooner because you'll probably get more throughout the seed, but I mean, me and you, we've played this a lot. We know that that is definitely not the case, so it's...
Ooh, MaCobra gets a little... you got a little sandwich there between the bullet and the cannonball. Yeah, I think with Hammers Break Locks, I think 7 is probably one of the best, you know, best worlds that you hope it's usable because it can save you just so much traversing of those pipes.
Yep.
And,
get your guesses in chat for what world we're going to see next. Might as well just go with 2 at this point.
Yeah, I think I'm going to follow you. I mean, we got to take the pattern if we can get it.
Yeah.
We got 6 in chat, 7. So MidiGuy just ever so slight lead 4. Just right in the middle. Ever so slight here, lead here coming into 4F2 to start on this first island.
Yep, so if it's 2 forts, bound to see 4F1, surely.
Yeah, so there's at least 2, because we can see another one just to the top of where the castle is.
MidiGuy and Dust shortly behind, leading the way for this group of experienced runners. Both of them had the tail for 7-2, so you can just see it gets them about a half a fort ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, MaCobra was trying to pull frog strats here in 4F2, but ever so quickly ditched it.
Honestly, hammers in these flag sets are good in pretty much any world. Like in 1, if there's an immediate lock impeding your progress, that skips 3 levels. The only level that it really doesn't seem to play that big of a factor in is World 4, and a lot of times World 8. If you take a hammer into World 8 and you start breaking locks, then you don't know what forts break what lock, and it in my experience, it ends up being kind of a detriment.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can free up the world, but oftentimes not.
Yeah, I think in World 4, I mean, they're basically just as useful as hammers normally are, right? At the end of the day, the most you might be able to skip is 1-2 levels tops, but there's definitely, all the other worlds have much bigger plays for them.
Yeah. MidiGuy is not going to play that bro that came back over into his area. We'll see if some of the other runners decide to do so. I probably would have, just because, as we said, power-ups are pretty big in this flag set. Dustminion not getting the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, so Dust is going to get forced to play it, so let's see if... just a star.
Giddy not picking up the fire flower. That's interesting.
Yeah.
too scared for Fort Knox, and Teeks has skipped some of the Hammer Bro fights, and that has allowed him to vault ahead into first place at the moment. But
yeah, in the World 4, Forts didn't pair up.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
4F2 and 5F2 paired. So all runners in the same stage, still nice and close here. See if Teeks is just going to avoid both those bros. And I mean, there was nothing good in them. He doesn't know that, but there was nothing useful. So
Yeah.
good play.
Yeah, really nice move by Teeks to, I mean, he's good enough at the game. He's played Mario 3 for speedran it forever, so he knows he's going to get power-ups in these worlds, and thankfully he didn't miss anything too valuable.
Yeah. We got, looked like a 3-hitter there on little bouncy boy there.
Yep, Midi almost got the fire, but just not quite quick enough. Kind of tough if you're not a speedrunner to get the fire kill when there are only 3 hits. But Dust is going to be coming in 4th place, but not by much. Maybe 15, 20 seconds behind Teeks, who's currently in the lead. So really good performance by our runners so far.
All very close here through the first 2 worlds. So now we head on, go back a little bit to World 3.
See, here a hammer is massive.
Yeah.
This takes you to the end, world's over. See, here, I'm not even trying to play levels or forts at this point if it's me. I'm trying to find the pipe that gets me to the end so I can hammer and not have to deal with any of this World 3 shenanigans. Like, what fort's going to do it? It's 3 forts. Like, at this point, play both these levels, check the pipes, and just use your hammer. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think that's what Teeks is going to do. I think he's going to work his way over to those 2 pipes, hoping that they don't loop.
Everybody else has gone back, which this is either going to be a massive lead for Teeks or it's going to put him a few levels behind. I have a feeling I'm not doing it. I'm not saying anything. I don't want to be blamed.
Well, I mean, it's still early too, right? Because there's still, lots of other worlds. So, if they get another good usage, it can catch up. But if this does work out, then, he will have a sizable lead for the time being.
Looks like Dustminion is taking the same approach, actually. All right, so Teeks is going to be good here. Yeah. I mean, we've seen... I was going to say, there could technically have been a lock MidiGuy with the mac and cheese there.
Very nice.
I mean, for the people going to play the forts and stuff, they really need this first one to do it. And even then, they still have to take that other route. So, yeah, this is bad.
It doesn't, yeah. Yeah, this is a lot of levels to play. And, being able to skip it on the 3-forter world, that's always a good feeling. MaCobra doing a little shopping here, seeing if he can get something for 7-1 there.
Yep, he's got nothing but stars, so you would think Tozzle rolled this.
Oh, come on. They got a hammer for the very first item. That wouldn't happen with her.
That's true. Very true.
All right, nice, MaCobra. I think that was 3 tries. So, yeah, I mean, they're going to be...
They at least
back?
Yeah, they at least got the opportunity to take that pipe, which sort of takes them over to the end. But I mean, still, it's they played 2 extra levels and 3 extra. Well, actually, I guess the levels aren't extra, but they played quite a few extra forts, which are longer than the levels. So
And
another
Teeks
good
is
hammer
here in 1 fort.
Don't get the item. Yep.
Nope. Nope. I think Dust caught that too, so he should do the same thing, going for the traditional boom boom kill here.
Yeah, unless the runners are practicing the flags kind of frequently, it can be kind of interesting trying to remember like the best way to play with hammers break locks, just because we haven't done it in like over a year now, besides maybe a weekly or so since the group stage of.
Ooh, I don't think TEEX. Oh, TEEX! He did not expect to actually pick up P speed there.
Nope, not at all. So that's gonna, barring this bro fight, that's gonna put Dust a little closer to TEEX here, who's currently in first place. Yep. And Dust is gonna get a hammer that I don't know if TEEX is gonna get.
No, because I was the bro that went down below where the pyramid would normally live. This stage that TEEX is on now, so I don't think he'll go out of his way for it.
Yep. Dustminion is in a very good position right now. Yeah, TEEX is going to miss out. So yep. Dust is had the fortunate RNG that the bro went up there. So that's pretty huge for World 6 or 7, like you said.
Yeah, and you can see the difference here too. Granted, this was a quick world; it was only 2 levels, but Midi's just making his way, and MaCobra's just making his way to Wendy's airship here.
Yeah.
So TEEX grabbing the wand at 12:10. So Dust is probably going to be about 20 seconds behind.
We doing math again?
Yeah, we're gonna try some math here. Make it nice and round. 19 seconds behind.
All right, perfect.
And he's got that hammer advantage now, so. And MidiGuy will get forced to grab that hammer, so he'll be happy that the bro went in between this level and the castle.
Yeah, when hammers break locks, it's almost like the standard play is like save it for your problem levels, like we talked about, and then just like don't even bother with levels or forts as much as you can. Just like find the way to the end and just use your hammer. That seems to be the way to go.
Yeah.
TEEX forced to play 7F2. Nice,
really nice P speed through there.
Yeah. Dust is not going to check the end here because.
Dust.
You might now, but so far we can. Oh, there are 2 forts. Never mind.
Yeah, so he's gonna just continue on and see what the end looks like.
Yeah. So they're both taking this plant stage. Just use a star, get a star for TEEX.
Yeah, planter level. That's a pretty easy call right there.
Yeah.
Oh, if he can make it there, he can just bust that lock.
Yep.
And let's see. And 7F2 was not the right answer.
So, guessing the other one is probably going to be Fort Knox, and it doesn't look like TEEX has a power-up besides this mushroom he just used, so he's going to want to save it.
Yeah, he may check.
Possible.
He may check this block that Dust just did. Just to see if there we go.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah. He's played this once or twice.
Yeah.
And MaCobra having his run through 6 4, I think it is. And he picked up that hammer as well.
Dust. So. Dust going back for 7F2. He's going to be pretty disappointed when he finds out that this is not the correct fort. TEEX still searching around to try to find the other fort, and this is why, like I said, hammers are so big in levels like this. It just cuts out all this backtrack and pipe transitions. You don't realize how much time you lose just on a pipe transition.
Yeah, World 7, I mean, half of your time can be just in pipe transitions. It is wild if you have to start going back and forth between the islands.
Yeah. Dust should be able to get through here damageless. If he gets a good slide here.
Ooh.
There we go.
It's close.
Teeks finding 2-1 with a really annoying Angry Sun here.
Yeah, just to answer more guy. Yeah, so all these races for the next 4-ish weeks, 5 weeks are going to be all 4 racers going head to head.
Yep, the whole league is quad races. There will be no 2 versus 2s. Even the finals is 4x4. Just to ensure, since it's a point style tournament, it doesn't make sense to have more races where, you know, somebody could get a jet seed while the other group doesn't. So it just makes sense for everybody to play the same seed, use a point system for who, you know, gets what place, and just go off of that for a league type setting, I think. So it's experimental. It's the first season. Obviously, we're planning on doing more than that, but this is what we're doing for right now.
Yeah, and so Midi taking the lead here. I assume I missed it, but I assume he skipped 7F2. Picked up a cloud from the second Piranha level, and used a hammer to break that lock. So Midi jumps in the lead. Dust's not far behind him, and Teeks having to search and go play that other fort. Drops into third.
Yep, Midi in the lead. Dust still up a hammer, unless I missed him hammering.
Yeah, Midi had 2 in his inventory, so I don't know where the other one came from. Oh no, they didn't use it in 3. That's right. So 3, and then they got the second one in 2. So Midi will still have a hammer.
Oh, I gotcha. All right.
Dust won't now, but MaCobra has 2 hammers as well. So I assume he'll get to the end here, and hammer that lock as well.
Yeah. Interesting
four
world,
races is tough.
Yeah. Interesting World 6 layout here. This first pipe is gonna... Alright, so this should be pretty good here. See, 2 locks, 2 forts.
Yeah, we've already seen the 3 forter.
Yeah, so he might cloud
A
even.
cloud?
Yeah, so Midi is just blowing through World 6. What a free World 6 if he had the items.
So this is where the
Teeks
World
is in
3
trouble.
play is actually going to come back to bite Teeks and Dust.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a hammer for that rock.
Well, Dust does, unless he used it in World 7.
He did. He didn't go
Okay.
find that other fort.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's why he's coming back to play 6F1 here.
Teeks getting the clip. Swag clip. Since this is definitely not saving time going into this big, but I'll do it too.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
I mean, you always try for it, right?
Oh, yeah. All right, so Midi is into World 7, which is World 5, and it looks pretty linear here. Now for Boss Bass, so sniped.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to throw an early prediction here that MaCobra is going to close this gap in World 6 and you know, hop up probably to second place, I think, because they're going to have a long way through this.
Yeah.
We didn't see the other pipes at the end, which means the other set of pipes in this World 6 map are dead in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, you're definitely right. MaCobra's definitely going to take at least second place here, unless he is fortunate enough, or the other runners are fortunate enough to find a hammer in these bros, which I would be searching for. This is a long world if you don't have a hammer.
And there's a cloud.
Yeah, that helps.
I mean, that's one level there, and yeah, the bro's stuck on the other side.
So Dust is clouding here, so even if he gets a hammer here, he's not going to go back, and it doesn't look like there are any hammers in World 6.
Oh, right, and the other set of pipes was right at the beginning. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Midi just on a torrid pace right now. He's shooting for I mean, this has got sub 30 written all over it, which I've been playing these seeds, and they're significantly faster than the ones that we have been playing. I usually average around like a 32-minute right now with several sub 30s, so I wouldn't be surprised to see several of those this season.
Yeah, MaCobra busting out the big Mario wall jump in 6-9.
Wow.
So he took the upper path at this end.
Saving some time, not easy.
Oh no, sorry, that's MidiGuy clouded that one. But yeah, so I mean, just like that, MaCobra's now in second. From not doing that hammer play in 3. And just like that, MidiGuy's on his way to World 8. MaCobra's going to be on his way to World 7 here.
Yep. How many bridges are we going to see on this first seed? Be pretty cool if we got a 4-bridger right out of the gate.
Yeah, it's not going to be 4, but you know what? We're going to give 2. We're going to give some solid bridges here.
All right, I'm going to say 0 just because that's my standard answer. So,
and more than likely you'll be right more times than I will. But
the fireball is going through Lemmy there. So Midi is just a full world ahead of everybody else, but everybody else is very, very close, within 10-15 seconds. Oh, he doesn't have a cloud.
That's what we like to see at the beginning of World 8.
Yeah. Sub 30, he says.
I mean, he's only going to lose a minute 40 here, right? So.
Yeah. Kingston Pen coming up next, though. The Pen is on deck.
That'd be a nice World 8. See, we could throw in a little 7-5. We haven't seen 7-6 yet either. You know, we could. Oh, Dust.
I haven't seen 6-6 in like a match in forever.
Yeah, 6-6 hasn't shown up very much. Oh, I haven't thought about that.
I mean, I never used to clip 7-5 at the end, but now that I do, it's just significantly easier than it used to be. So now, I mean, without a question, 6-6 is the hardest level in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I can run through 6-6 fast, and I can run through 7-5.
Yeah, I think it's faster overall. It's just a mental thing, I guess.
It's a pain, especially if it's filled with bloopers and it's running at 3 frames.
Stewie, Ratboy rolled the seed. I will be rolling the second one. So yeah, there goes MaCobra into second place with the use of some different hammer plays and Cloud. It's going to be really disappointed when he sees Atlantis up here first without having a Cloud. But
I'm curious if anyone's going to have a Cloud going into 8 here.
Yeah, it's just a good rule of thumb to not bring Clouds into World 8, just because, well, back in the day when it was all hand stages, you never did, just because there were so few opportunities to use it. But now it's not as bad, but it still limits the opportunities to use the Cloud.
Yeah, best play is to not bring them in, but then you're sorely disappointed in this seed.
yeah. So yeah, Midi, well, you rolled a valid seed, so Midi just knocking out forts here as he's checking pipes. The other 3 still real close, like I said, and you do want to finish as high as you can. This is not just straight win-loss. As I said before, The race started. It's a point system, so first place gets 9 points, second 6, third gets 4, I believe, and fourth gets 1 point.
TEEX with a really nice fire kill on Roy there, and then got the wall pixel jump for the off screen, but just didn't get the jump off. So all of our runners will be in here in World 8 in just about 30 seconds. Dust will
There's a good
get
place
in
for
there.
a hammer in World 8. That elbow screen, because that's probably, I mean, if I'm playing, I usually would probably think that's the answer, but it doesn't have to be, of course.
So I think that's 3 locks seen so far.
Yep. And this ain't it.
Nope.
So you're going to have to play a level on the hand stage, I think, and go play the other tank. Break the elbow lock, which is going to take you to the end. Dust finding Atlantis. I'm surprised he didn't flash anything on the screen. There it is.
He just had to get his footing on the ice first.
Yeah.
And what do we got for hands? Just a Tanuki.
So as of right now, I think it's going to be pretty tough for either of the runners to catch up to Midi, just because, I mean, he's pretty far ahead at the moment. So that is not it. So I think it's either 1 or 0 bridges, and I think this pipe has to take him to the end. So Midi is likely in the driver's seat here. And it was, so...
1 bridge,
so 2
slaps
ports,
on,
not needed.
on the hammer seat.
MidiGuy on pace for a sub 29 in our first SMB3R league race. Some great item usage allowed him to get ahead of these other guys.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, at first glance, World 3 was the right play until it wasn't.
Yep.
But you just never know, right?
Yep.
And one try at the clip, and then he's just going to make his way through the statue room here.
Yep, let's see. You get trolled, FU laser. Nope.
Nope.
All right, MidiGuy. Very
high and by.
Yeah.
Get your GGs in chat from MidiGuy taking first place here in the first race of the Kingslayer division.
Yep. Sending Bowser to the dentist, as Sama would say. The 28:06. What a time.
Very nice.
Yeah. Very good. All right, let me get the next room ready.
So MaCobra now going to try to piece this puzzle together here.
Yep, so they have to go left on that ham bridge. That's the...
Yeah, to the second pipe, I think it was.
Which I can't remember if anything's blocking it. There is one bridge, so you have to play one of the 4s that Midi did, and MaCobra's going that way.
But I think it's already built, because there's still lock on the elbow. There's a lock in the bottom right of the dark. So it was probably the Air Force or 3F2.
We'll just say it's 3F2 just to play with the memes.
Make it extra valid there.
Yeah.
There you go, Stewie. There's one more for you. Was it Air Force or was it 3F2? Navy tile, I think. MaCobra making his way through. I mean, he's still going to be, you know, under 31.
Yeah, very, very good time by all these runners. Midi just had the ideal setup for the power-ups, and
Cobra going a little too fast through the walls.
See if he gets a fire flower here. Might take bottom round. Gets bailed out though.
Go
Can't.
the other side. Just go the other side.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to grab from the left.
Yeah.
Hey, little
Should
Mac.
have one shots it, of course.
Can't clip the power up block, but of course you can get the wall.
Yeah, the game is programmed to clip you out to the right, for those that don't know, as a mechanism to prevent like soft locks. So that's why you have to let go of the controller, otherwise it'll just push you to the right. You have to basically like lose all your momentum and just carry yourself into the power up from the right. TEEX.
TEEX, just wrong block. Oh,
Oh,
TEEX twice. No.
oh. Dust can steal it here.
Does he have?
He's got to have a hammer suit. I mean, if Dust doesn't lose his power up, I mean, TEEX can still get the fire flower, but I mean,
and he let the elevator go.
yeah.
Come on, Dust. Just take your time. Yeah.
TEEX on the verge of taking 4th place in this first race, which is
Mac and
wow.
Dust.
Look at all these one try clips we got going on here. So
And there's another one. What is going on?
So I don't want people to get intimidated by the league participants. The initial idea was to form divisions based off of skill level and everything, but everybody's so good that we're just gonna randomize them every week. But when season 2 comes out, if people wanna join, we're gonna make the divisions reflect sort of race time rankings and experience and stuff. So by all means,
yeah,
join the next time. But that's gonna be it for race 1. So MidiGuy is gonna get 9 points. Yep, MaCobra's gonna get 6. Dust 4, and TEEX is gonna get 1. So
wild. What a wild race that was.
Yep, it was all over the place. So we're going to get the second race rolled up here, and we'll be back with the second race for tonight. So stay tuned. Same flags. We'll be back shortly. All right, welcome back, everybody. We got race 2 coming up here for the SMB3 League. Same flag set, Group 2, no end card, hammers break locks. Midi was able to sort of come from behind in the beginning. He did not use his hammer in 3. Turned out to be a couple extra, or a little better in some of the later worlds. We'll see what race 2 has to show for us.
Yep. Yeah, both MidiGuy and MaCobra making the play to save the hammer in World 3 allowed them to take first and second there.
Yep. So now that they have their feet wet a little bit, I expect them maybe to play a little differently, maybe prioritize the pros a little bit more. Get your guesses in the chat for what world you want to start. We started the first one with World 1, so we might as well start the second one with World 7.
It's going to be 4.
4 again? Oh, no,
yeah,
that was the second world.
I just see World 4 starts more than anything else, I swear.
Seems like it sometimes.
We got RWO 7s, 5, 3, 6.
Usual suspects.
Yep. Yeah, I would expect that if we do see early hammers again, may see them hold just a little bit longer, just to see.
Be great if they all like swapped places exactly, so they're just tied on points. I mean, that very well could be a possibility.
Ooh, nice little sun stage with a boss pass.
It's easy, but not exactly the level I want to see first. I like to see something that gives me some sort of power-up opportunity. And look at that triple sync by Teeks, MaCobra, and Dust.
Yep. Yeah, it's always nice when you can pick up an early power-up.
Oh boy.
Ooh, interesting.
Don't get the item. Do not get the item here, I don't think. I didn't really look at the map, but...
You know what? It doesn't matter. You don't grab the item.
Yeah.
You just, unless you can see and you know that it's not gonna obstruct you, it's just never worth it.
Which they're also not going to get an opportunity for anyways.
Yeah.
So, we will never know unless Kui Startman, I think his name is, wants to look it up for us. Alright, so there's the lock. This is what you want to see. Now you know that the tower is not in play whatsoever. MidiGuy is going to go for the Hammer Brothers, as is the other three. Teeks is still ignoring it, and it is going to cost him a hammer, but very quick start on a World 5. Pretty free.
Let's see, it was a music box from one, and... Oh, I didn't see that one of them had switched, so music box and a hammer. But this
Yeah,
is pretty much
Midi got that hammer first.
as free of a world as you can get here.
Yep. Nice fire kill on Teeks' side.
Yep.
And it looks like Midi is going to jump out to another early lead here, and he does have that hammer, so...
A really nice P-speed from all the runners here through the World 7 airship. There you go, Midi.
Teeks is going to get a music box, so not really that helpful. This World 1 can be completely troll if that fort up top decides to be the answer, and we already saw one fort, so we know that's not going to be in the pool here.
Yep. Yeah, and they're all going to have to go through the Tanuki powering up here in Fort Knox.
Tanuki, a shame.
I mean, I don't know about you. Growing up, it was my favorite power up by far.
Oh yeah.
Always loved the Tanuki.
Yep. Easily.
MidiGuy trying to figure out if he had anything in inventory, but...
I think we called it the Teddy.
Yeah, I just love turning into a statue. I would just sit in the level and just turn into statues. It was great.
I didn't know you could do that as a kid. I think I accidentally made it flash at some point and had no idea what was going on.
Then we used to warp to World 5 just so we could play 5-3 and get the boot, and then turn it off and do it again.
I did find out before I was, a runner of the game that the hammer suit did kill Bowser very quickly.
Yeah, and I don't think that's something I don't even think I knew about fire, being able to kill him with fire.
Fire I knew about because I stumbled across the TAS on E-Bombs World or something way back in the day.
And so Fort Knox did build the bridge, then they had to play through 6F2 just to make the path. I did miss what that Hammer Brother gave to Teeks there, but we'll see it here in just a second. Anything valuable? No, just a star. Top four was unnecessary. So five minutes to the first two worlds, setting a pretty nice pace here for game 2.
Yep, we're not doing our jobs very well, rolling the tough stuff. So hopefully this can show its teeth a little bit.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
There's always one.
Yeah. Dust's getting the early P speed so he can fly over the mass. I think that saves a little bit of time.
Yeah, I would think it's, it's not going to be huge, but can you get there? Get there. Ooh, very nice. Man. I think he was probably last second to be able to get up in time.
Yeah.
Really nicely done.
Yeah, TEEX and MaCobra in World 7. It's a forced draw here. Yeah. 7-4. Awful level. Can't stand it.
Yeah, there's no redeeming qualities. It's almost as long as 5-9.
I will say there is a redeeming quality for me in that there are 2 power-up opportunities if you get this stage early. Usually one of them at least is a mushroom. So there is that, but it's just a really long level. I don't really want to swim ever in any of the levels. So this is a big 7 here because that lock is right there. There's not a lot to play. If I'm the runner, I'm probably breaking that lock with my hammer, which TEEX does not have.
Yeah, and it looks like it was just one fort, right?
Yep.
Right there on the 7-2 island. Yeah, MaCobra opting to play the plant, see if he can get something good from it. It's still early.
The plants I still try to skip, like, no matter what, just because it's basically like a short level, but paying off for him and Dustminion here.
Yeah, good for a cloud there. And so the answer for TEEX here is going to be 5F2. And it wasn't too many pipe transitions, so he'll lose time to all of them, but it's not as bad as it could be.
Yeah, MaCobra taking the lead there with that hammer play that we talked about. And then Midi caught up as well. He music boxed and hammered, so he is not going to have that cloud, which we saw Atlantis in a very precarious spot. So see if that comes into play. I mean, it will come into play, but we'll just see, how much it'll play into the seed.
Yeah, and it looks like
TEEX
interesting. So Dust is opting to keep his hammer here. He's made it to 5F2 as well.
I mean, if you know it's one fort and you can find it quickly, like this is definitely not a bad play. It's going to put him behind at the moment, but I mean, this can launch him ahead if there's no other hammers. Some layout like this in World 6 where, the only way to the end is to break that rock.
So MaCobra almost got 6F3 clip there. He caught the corner pixel, it just wouldn't let him in.
I'm not brave enough to go for that.
You know what? It's one of those ones where a sort of small jump, but always aim to overshoot it just a little bit. So it can look like you're going for it, but you're not really.
Yeah.
I'm not Stewie pulling it off in marathon runs.
That fort had to break that lock, and we already see another fort with that lock, and I'm of the opinion that there can be more than one 3-fort world, but a lot of people don't believe me, so until it happens, we'll just say it's not possible, but I still believe it is, but we'll see here.
Yeah, I've never seen one. I thought that they sort of had to stick with vanilla amounts. But yeah, so I mean that Dust having that hammer, being able to hammer that rock, maybe huge.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see here in just a second.
It's gonna skip at least a level. Man, if I only have the one hammer, I'm probably still gonna play that level and check that pipe. If you're going to use a hammer, you really want to save at least 2 stages, but MaCobra's going to go for it, and okay, you can go back and take that pipe to the end. So
one level.
Yeah, in a roundabout way, it's going to save 1 level and take you to the end of the world. So not the greatest
Yeah,
hammer, in my opinion.
And they all picked up a hammer from that coin chip there, so...
Oh, so they have 2.
So Dust, as long as Dust plays that coin chip, he'll have 2.
Okay.
Well,
TEEX got 1 back, so that's good.
The rest of them used theirs in 7, so... yeah, so TEEX will pick up his hammer here.
Yeah, so TEEX not going to get punished too bad by missing that first hammer. Dust really stands... Oh, MaCobra taking a death there in the airship. Dust really stands to gain the most because both hammer plays so far have not been that lucrative, so Dust can really slip in there and take the lead in some of these other levels.
Yeah, and so it looks like TEEX is going to play the 1 level. It just happens to be 5-3 to that pipe, so he'll have that hammer going forward.
Bad enemy set.
A little fire snake falling from the sky there.
So Dust is going to get the other hammer, and I think he has a cloud as well, so... Oh, Midi. What have you done? Just walk away. Yeah, there you go.
Come on.
Just let it hit you at this point. Oh my gosh.
Get rid of it. There you go. And then Boss Bass came just as he was underneath the blocks, too.
Yeah. TEEX finding the tank level here, which we did not see on any of the other players, so he is going to get an item here. Does he not realize that that other pipe takes him to the end? Where is this level even... Is he even playing?
I don't know. I was watching MidiGuy play with Boss Bass in a red shell.
Yeah, when you're used to watching only 2 people, 4 can be a lot. It's just a star. TEEX is making a mistake here. Big routing mistake.
Oh, he's going to play 3 extra levels, I believe, because the pipe was in the 6F3 spot.
Yep. So far, we're not looking great on reverse order on the places for the time that they all finished at from the first seed. So MaCobra, actually, Midi has taken a small lead from MaCobra, but Dust is lurking behind with at least 1 hammer that they don't have.
Yeah. And so
Cloud, no.
So if Dust goes down and plays the fort, he'll save time. Oh, you can't. The lock's in the way. Never mind.
Right.
The Cobra. Shorten the jump back to the elevator.
You know, MaCobra is a fantastic player, but one mistake that I seem to find consistent in his game when he makes a mistake is that he tends to die in this fort more than any other fort because of that right there.
So I find when it's a star and you don't sort of get the lag time on the power-up to be able to then reset to build the momentum, I find it's the toughest one to make the jump back.
Yeah. He also plays on emulator, so that might have a slight effect to it. Midi took a death on the airship. So he could equip the tail. Really not going to save too much time because of the death, but it is the optimal play in the World 6 airship. I guess. Can get the.
I mean, if he can get the off screen as well, there's 4 seconds back. That'll probably make up for the death. 3.
Tough Iggy though, 5 hits.
Yep. Oh, too high. Yeah. Alright, Dust gonna make his way through 6F1 here. Nice, really nice moves by TEEX there in 610.
Cobra's got to be careful here. All right. I was going to say Iggy's hitbox is challenging is the word I'll use sometimes.
That's a very political way of saying it.
Yeah. Potential big hammer play here for Dust in World 3. Maybe not. The setup is not sort of favorable to playing several stages unless this this gatekeeper builds the bridge after the pipe transition. If this doesn't build the bridge on the other side, they're playing at least 2 or 3 more levels regardless.
Yeah, this is
Nice moves by Midi. Not going to make it though.
This is a double hammer play. It'd be really nice bringing into the 3 pipes in the middle.
Midi missing the 1 cycle, sort of getting hung up a little bit, taking his time. We'll see if MaCobra gets it, close this gap a little bit. The other 2 not too far behind.
Ooh,
TEEX losing time again, but still looks good.
Losing time and looking good doing it. That's what matters. MaCobra misses the 1 cycle as well.
Dust can just play these 2 levels and go check those pipes if he really wants to. I don't think that's that bad of a play, which he's going to. I mean, Gatekeeper is a long fort, but he's not going to. Or am I looking at the right screen?
TEEX making his way through the World 6 airship here.
Sorry, I said Dustminion. I'm looking at MidiGuy though. So MidiGuy going back. The bridge is not built. He's coming to the end here, so he's starting to burn his clouds. He finds the route. I think Dust is really going to need a really good hammer usage in this final world to make up the difference. MaCobra is actually going the other way. He's getting forced into a bro fight.
Yeah, and I think we've just got... Was it World 2 left?
Yes. Yep, World 2. So hammer could be in play for the rock or the lock.
And Chad saying MaCobra used 2 clouds, so he skipped both levels there.
Yeah. I think he had 1 cloud advantage on Midi, though. I'm going to have to start using an item tracker for 4 people.
Alright, so 1 for force. Oh, hi 7F2.
Hammer play here, it looks like it's going to save. I don't think it's not going to be great because the pipes are going to be very near to each other, but it's going to skip at least 1 level, which the seed hasn't really had that great of hammer plays. I mean, they're not skipping like multiple levels or worlds or anything. It's basically they skipped a fort in World 7 and then like another level in World 6.
Yeah, really nice moves by MidiGuy there through 7F2, but yeah, the last seed, there was a lot of big uses for them. This one, they've all been pretty minor.
Oh, MaCobra. Not quite getting that jump at the end. That's not a good place to die in 7F2 when you're almost at the end. It's a long stage, so it's going to be a lot of time loss and giving Midi an even bigger lead here.
Yeah, Midi unfortunately missed the LAC 2 jump. So I had to take the long swim down through the first section. All right, so Teek's making his way to go visit Wendy here. MidiGuy is going to...
There's the cloud. Just gonna check to see if this is a hammer.
Just another star.
Of course it's not.
Dust about to join Midi and MaCobra here in World 7. And it looks like the anchor was a cloud.
Was it?
Yeah, because Midi just skipped another level and he didn't have any clouds left.
Nice.
So, good heads up play there to use it in a spot where it could be useful as a cloud.
Yep, that's basically the most beneficial time to use a cloud is when it could potentially skip a level as well, just because there's always that 1 in 7 or 8 chance that it is a cloud, and I tend to find that it happens to be a cloud more often than not. It seems like, for me at least.
I'd say the one that I don't see it be very often is a star.
Yeah.
Which I'm not complaining about. Let's be clear on that.
Right.
Dust at the end of 7F2 here. TEEX running through and just damage boosting. Wants to get through it. MidiGuy finishing up World 7 as he's going to move on to World 8. So, how many bridges? How many bridges we're going to have this time around?
We had 1 the first seed, so I'm gonna say 0 again.
I'm going to try 2 again. I'd like to see them have to work a little bit.
Yeah.
I would expect 0. And MaCobra, so one of the levels that were skipped was 7-6 here.
TEEX double clouded as well, and Mac and Cheese is
very nice.
7-6. Midi, I didn't get a good look at the screen, but it looks like he's got a forced fort here, and it's Navy, so that's an easy stage to just run through.
Yeah, always a nice fort to see.
TEEX is hopefully going to use this anchor. Here's the 1 stage skip that Dust gets. He'll probably cloud here at the end. I'd probably music box too on top of it, but wants to save his position.
Yeah, and so MaCobra found out what the anchor was there as well. So, but both Dust and TEEX still have the anchor and don't know that that it's a free skip there.
They'll probably save it at this point until Bowser's Castle, thinking that it could be a hammer suit, and then they'll
Cloud Bowser's Castle. Yeah,
be rudely sitting with a cloud on top of Bowser's Castle.
Yeah, no one's ever done that.
Yeah. All right, so a linear World 8 so far, not what the other runners wanted to see. Midi's going to choose to explore still. Play 5F1.
Yep.
Gets the nice rotodisc pattern. Only takes 1 bop.
Yeah, I still haven't figured out how to do the turn back too. Avoid the last one when it's going the wrong way, so I just mowed it through.
So Dust and TEEX can use their anchor here, actually, after this fort, if they check it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think TEEX will, having fire, and I don't think Dust will either.
You can get through that 5F1 without turning back, but it's incredibly tight to do. I know when Mitch was playing Randomizer as well, he did this crazy move where he slid under it, which is very tough to do.
Oh, TEEX does test it out. Really heads up play there.
So did Dust.
Wow.
And neither of them are playing the Air Force, so they are not following MidiGuy's path. I'll take the level. Yeah.
Go across the
Gamble
handbridge.
time. See some divergence here.
Yeah, and so TEEX really wants to hold on to this fire though, because there's nothing in inventory.
Yeah, womp womp for Dust on that route. TEEX very well could be in the lead here and steal it from Midi.
Yeah, well, there's
Dust going going that way too.
There's 3 locks, right? There's two at the handbridge, and then 1 in the bottom right of the dark. So there's 3 locks, and they've already played a fort on the first screen.
Midi went the long way to find the same route. So it's either this one or that other pipe on the handbridge. Midi's got it though. Wow. And a valid seed.
There you go.
TEEX has it too though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. TEEX is a couple seconds behind Midi at this point.
Playing the 1 level on the handbridge.
Yep. Wow. Dust went that way too, so we're gonna have pretty close finish here. TEEX, TEEX's movement is a little better than Midi's most of the time, so he clipped very easily. Midi was the only one that didn't clip in that first seed, and MaCobra's on the final screen too. Wow.
Yeah, and Dust.
Yep.
But I don't. Oh.
Yeah, they all got it from the peach letter.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Look at this. Sub 29, in sync. Who can clip better? TEEX gets the first one.
Skip.
This is actually faster to go this way if you just go and not stop for than clipping. As we see Midi ties it up. Who's gonna get this clip first, and who's gonna abandon it first? Oh!
Midi gets it. Midi with the mac and cheese.
Midi is going to take both races for 18 points in week 1. That's strong.
Yeah, great opening round for Midi here. TEEX bringing it back, so going from 4th to 2nd.
Yep.
So he'll get his, 7 points? Oh, MaCobra! MaCobra again going through the roto disc, or I guess TEEX did it last time. MaCobra going through the roto disc this time.
Second is 6 points.
Yeah, so he'll have 7.
Oh, that troll fireball before you even expect it.
Yeah.
So Dust is going to hold on to 3rd place here again if he is able to.
Yep.
No laser beam. In a few of these weeks, the hitboxes are fixed, and you cannot run right up to Bowser like that, or you will take damage. So, something people are gonna have to keep in mind moving forward. But another sub 29 seed, MidiGuy 2803.
And I mean,
well done.
Yeah, and Dust 2846. These are all really good times here.
Yeah.
MaCobra just needs one more stomp here from Bowser so he can fall through the floor.
Yeah, wow, that all sub 30s on this final seed. That got real quick, real fast.
Yeah, and they were all in 3F2, at the same time. 2 at the beginning, 2 at the end.
Yep. See if we can get some of these guys in for an interview. It looks like at this point we are joined by the 3rd place finisher for both races, Dustminion, and MidiGuy, who is the winner of both races. GG's.
GG's, guys.
GG. Wow.
Yeah. That final seed got very close very quickly at the end. You had an advantage over all 3 of the other runners. You had Hammer later than they did. Unfortunately, there wasn't really that great of a place to use it besides World 2. You skipped 1 level, which all the hammer plays this seed basically only skipped like a level and some pipe transition, so not a bad place to use it, but if there was just a little more optimal place to use it, Dust, you would have taken this one for sure.
Figures, right?
Yeah.
After being after getting burned from the last seed, I tried to not use it on Ludwig, but it turns out it would have been ideal.
Yeah, the opportunities just weren't there this seed for big plays like they were in the first one.
For sure.
Still sub 30, so I'll take it.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, all four of you guys were in 3F2 at the same time. Dust, you and MaCobra were entering it in the first room, and Midi, you and TEEX were stomping Boom Boom at the same time. You guys entered Bowser's Castle together. He got bottom elevator skip, clipped through, but took just a little extra time in the stairs. You got Everyman's clip just half a second ahead of him, and then you mac and cheesed and he didn't. And that's,
wow.
That's what it came down to.
Midi and TEEX entered Bowser's Castle like on the same frame. It was completely synced when you guys got in there.
And we're joined by TEEX as well. GG's TEEX.
Oh, GG, thank you.
Midi Guy actually had a fairly decent lead going into World 8. But your play, TEEX, to just do the one level on the ham bridge and hit those two pipes cut a bunch of time.
Yeah, after I saw that first fort, I think I entered the next two screens after the pipe and then just saw 3 locks between the hand bridge and the dark room, so I think I had my answer right there. Yeah.
And Midi did a little bit more exploring. I think you played at least one more fort.
I went to Air Force since I saw the tank on the screen, so I figured I'd use the Air Force tile animation just to confirm if that was the real tank or not, since if you go on to an auto level tile while the tanks are on, the fake tank will disappear from the screen quicker, so I used that opportunity to check like that, and then I saw it was the real tank at the time, which I did afterwards.
Midi, did you discover in the second seed that the anchors were clouds? Because Dust and TEEX did both in World 8 after they played that first fort, they skipped the level.
Yeah, I used mine in World 2 when all I saw were levels, so I figured the chances are maybe there was a pipe that just takes you to the end right after that level on the spot of the third level 3 tile in World 2. So I was like, alright, I'll try my anchor here. Actually, I wanted to try it before, but use my cloud instead. And then I'd use it, I was like, oh, cool. Alright, well, that works. Let's keep going then.
So you skipped 7-6 there.
Oh, that was 7-6? Oh, man.
Yeah. TEEX went and mac and cheesed it. MaCobra did 2 tries or 3 tries. He got it really quick as well.
6 at all.
Yeah, and you double clouded through that section to the pipes as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wanted a cloud, then fight the bro, and who knows, maybe the bro could have given us a hammer right there. If that was the case, I was gonna just hammer the rock and just move on from there, and probably cloud the level right before the castle, but give us a star, so yeah.
Of course. No early hammers today.
In the second seed in World 6, I was like on a roll with pipes. Oh, this pipe, go there. So I just wanted to box the bros. What did the bros in World 6 have?
Nothing useful.
The treasure ship had a hammer.
Oh, yeah.
The other two bros had nothing.
It was like a mushroom, and it was. And that reminds me, TEEX in World 6. Did you miss the pipe there? Because you played 3 extra levels. Because there was the free pipe going to the end.
Yeah, I died a little inside once I realized what I did after breaking the rock. After that death in 5-3, like midway through the level, I just went into tunnel vision. I was like, I gotta do something that's not that level, because like I was just on tilt and just that was the choice I made, and of course that pipe ends up being the slower route to the castle.
Yeah, well, but you could have even walked back through it. You may have got caught with the 2 bros because it was in 6-6's spot.
Yeah,
you didn't have to play anything.
I made that realization like as soon as I was on the airship. Like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
So
both really close races.
Yeah, very close. Excellent time. So this was the first time that we played in a long time. The last time we even had the opportunity, it was hammers might break locks. So since hammers could break locks, did it take you guys sort of a minute to remember like the best strategy for that, or did you not really know how to approach it, or what were your guys' thoughts coming into it with the hammers breaking locks?
Well, I was cavalier with my hammers in game 1, the first seed.
Sorry, DLP, do you know how to send invites? MaCobra's saying he's asking for another invite.
Oh, yeah, I think that should do it.
Yeah, I was wondering.
I was, while you set that up, I was going with the mentality. I remember that hammers broke locks, so I was like, all right, I'll go a little more out of my way to play bros. But that was more or less the only change in my strat. Other than that, it was basically the same as how I'd play during the tournament.
Yeah, and I mean, the first seed came down to, and both DLP and I we were talking about it and thought that, you know, the right play in World 3 was play the 2 levels, make it to the 2 pipes, and as long as they don't loop, you know, use your hammer if you need to at the castle, and then you don't have to search through the 3 forts. But then it was, you know, a World 6 God pipe, and you know, that play just looks way worse in hindsight, right?
Yeah, no, my play in World 7 looks worse in hindsight, because here's the thing. I talked about it in the chat. The reason I gambled on 7F2 breaking that lock was so I could save that hammer for 6, because I expected it to be real good there. But of course, 7F2 was a dud. The one time I'd like for it not to be one.
Yeah. Yeah, and we saw TEEX run through that first, and then find the room with a view, and tell us that before you had done it.
So from what I understand, World 3 on the first seed, everyone other than me, I think, went just around the end and towards those pipes to basically dodge forts, I'm guessing, to...
Yeah.
You and MaCobra, neither you and MaCobra went the front way and played through the forts. TEEX and Dust took that first pipe and then played the 2 levels to make to the 2 pipes, and then used their hammer to get to Wendy.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was hesitant on that mainly because if those 2 pipes lead into each other, that would have been ouch at that point. Then again, I probably would have just played the fort right after, but I think that was my thought process when I saw. So I just, I feel like I can get to a fort sooner if I go this other way. So I just did that.
Yeah.
But man,
what a race. Great kicking off the league matches, gents.
We're gonna see if I can get did MaCobra get his invite yet?
Doesn't look like it. We're figuring that out. Let me just do the scores here real quick. So, Midi got two first places. So that's 18 points right out of the gate. So that's very strong for week 1. MaCobra got 2nd and 4th. So that's 7 points. And then Dust, you got 3rd both. So that's 8. And then TEEX got a 2nd and a 4th, so that is 8 as well. So division is very tight after week 1. We got 2 with 8, Mac with 7, and Midi is well ahead with 18. But the flags are going to change every week. They're going to get a little crazy here and there, so anything can happen. But very, very strong showing by you guys in the first matches.
Yeah, I felt like it went very smoothly on my end overall, and I feel like I got lucky in several aspects, especially after just not using my hammer in World 3 for the first race and just having one for World 6. I think that really helped in the long run for that one. And then the second seed, just the world. There was not. Looks like there wasn't that many hammers. I wound up skipping the bros that didn't have much anyway, and at the parts where clouds were useful, I had. So it just turned out really well on my end overall. That's for sure.
Yeah, like we said, the hammer opportunity in the second seed just wasn't there, unfortunately.
Not much, no.
Yeah.
Not. And where it was, that's basically where I think we probably all took advantage of it at probably the best spots, just about.
Yeah, pretty much.
In World 7, anyway. Even now.
Yeah. So that's. I don't think MaCobra's gonna make it in, unfortunately, but so that's gonna do it for the Kingslayer division for week 1. Tomorrow we have a Fireflower division race, same flags, so that is going to be myself and Ratboy42, Highflyer28, and Vix Rider. And then I believe the Tanuki division, which is Human Mustard, Proa, Johnny Link, and Stewie Cartman. I believe they're settling on a time and a date, but it looks like that's probably going to be on Monday. And then next week, the flags will be different, and everybody will be in with new opponents. So, a lot to look forward to.
For sure.
Lots more randomizer replayed.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Does anybody have anything else to add?
No, none for me. I'm just it's nice to play Mario 3, I guess.
Yeah, I guess all I got is thanks to everyone for putting this one on. Thanks for the Grand Idea DLP, and I'm looking forward to. It's a new, interesting way to go about doing a competitive journey in Mario 3, and I'm looking forward to how it's going to turn out. I like these kind of free for all kind of races too for points. It's different and in a way refreshing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Next week we break out the MaCobra patcher.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different because instead of just like a heads up play where it's like your RNG can sort of determine, depending on who you're playing, it just gives it a little bit more competitiveness just because everybody's racing the same exact seeds every week. And it doesn't hurt to not place first necessarily. So it's I'm pretty hyped for the league and also to see how it turns out. It should be a good one for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll say it. I'm surprised I actually did not take last place in either race.
Well, I mean, you should come to expect that, Dust, because you're a good player and you actually were in position to win both seeds. So
I'm looking forward to seeing how close these races are.
Yeah, I mean,
streams.
I am definitely gonna have to rewatch this because I need to see this for myself.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a better late, if there was a better late hammer play, you would have taken that second race for sure. But Midi just too strong in the end. So if nobody has anything else to add, I think that's pretty much going to do it for Kingslayer Week 1. Thanks everybody for getting your match scheduled and making it very easy to get put together. And that's pretty much going to do it for us. So you got anything else to say, Rat Boy?
Nope. No, I think this was a great opening round, and forward to ours tomorrow.
All right. Well then, for Ratboy42, I'm DLP316. Thanks all for stopping by. Oh, and once again, said it a couple times, but Crateris, thanks again for the layout that you put together on very short notice. It's awesome, in my opinion. So, very, very cool. layout. But yeah, other than that, it's going to do it for today. We will see you again tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Fire Flower Division. So take care, everyone.
Take care.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye for now.